Hey, everybody. Welcome to Open the Gates. I'm your host, Matt Burke. And tonight we're going to be having on James and Odin. They're going to be talking about their book, Kill Them Dead, from Broken Compass Comics. So if you guys give a warm welcome to James and Odin, that'd be fucking awesome.
What up?
What's up, Odin? What's up, James? How you guys doing?
Not too shabby. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I'm fucking pumped, man. Just a lot of cool stuff going on right now, man. I got me a little bottle of Kraken rum. I've been drinking the brewskis for a while, and I wanted to take a little break from that for a while and just have a little, I don't know, something different. So
it's so funny. You're like, I'm going to take a break from beer and go harder.
Yeah, right. I go 94 proof, right? Yeah, I felt good too. I got it at this place called Winco. There's a place called Winco over where I live. So
yeah, I had Winco where I used to live. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, and it was $10, and then I go into Target later on at night. Got to go pick up some birthday presents and stuff, and then boom, oh, it's $20. I'm like, oh, I saved $10. You know, it's like, yeah, zippity doo dah. You know.
So, yeah, it must be a West Coast thing, Winco, but they're fucking cheap. I love that place. I used to shop there religiously because it's like everything was way cheaper.
That Kraken's like $30 in Canada. So
see, that's what I'm talking, dude. You guys got fucking Whistle Pig up there. You ever had Whistle Pig, James?
Not that I can recollect, but that doesn't mean I didn't have it.
I've had Whistle Pig. Yeah,
it's just bomb, dude. For $5, like my old boss at the last place I worked, he got it for me. I used to work in grocery. Well, I mean, I worked in meat and seafood, but he was like, "Here you go." I was like, "What? I don't deserve this. It's a $50 bottle of fucking Whistle Pig, you know, like a five-year-old." And he gave it to me. I was like, "Fuck yeah," you know, I'll take it. But it's so smooth, though. I love the stuff, man.
At least it'd say like whistle like a pig.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna give you this bottle as long as you whistle like a pig.
It should be like where or something. I forgot. They kind of squeal. They make those funny noises. Right.
There's the one that I haven't been able to find that I used to buy everybody all the time, which is called cat piss. It's cat piss wine.
Oh
cat
man,
piss wine.
Merry Christmas. Here's your present.
Yeah, well, that's a good one.
Here's some cat piss.
There's some cat piss.
I'm drinking beer.
You're gonna brewski?
Yeah. Well, it's in your name. It's not Middle Movies and Kraken, but
right.
Movies and crack pipe.
Right.
Middle Movies and crack pipe.
Release the crack pipe.
Release.
Yeah, man. I do got a couple more brewskis in there. But I don't know, man. I think I might have like for certain beers developed an allergy towards them. So like I noticed the next day when I wake up, I kind of got the sniffles. For me, world's smallest violin. So I'm just like,
well, that would be tragic. That's tragic to not be able to drink the beers you like.
Yeah.
But I've met people who are like, yeah, there's something in certain beers. I think it's probably, probably more preeminent in certain kinds than others. So
yeah, like the Pilsners and stuff like that. I normally like the darker stuff, so I don't.
Yeah.
But I haven't drank any of the darker stuff too much. And then the German stuff's fucking delicious. But
yeah, I like German stuff.
It's the Illuminati poisoning you.
Right? They're coming after me, guys. What am I going to do?
You're too close to finding out the truth about the flat
Earth. Forcing you to harder alcohol.
What am I going to do, man? But I really do like, I do prefer whiskey more like,
yeah.
No,
like most of the time. No. I like bourbons and rye. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't like rye as much. I mean, I'm really just a bourbon because, some people are like, oh, Scotch or rye. And I'm like, yeah, just Canadian whiskey doesn't do it for me. Sorry, James, but
no, you guys could take it. I don't.
Kentucky bourbon, it's the best. It's just
right,
just where I feel it. Yeah.
So you're relocated, Odin. How you liking the new spot over there?
Oh no, it's good, man. It's different, but not that different, I guess. But I'm enjoying it. The job's awesome. I just hoping to meet some more cool people. Found a really kick-ass comic book shop, so that's always key. Yeah. Need to find a cool place to do karaoke. So those are like my two things: find a good comic shop, find a place to do karaoke and play pool, and then I'll be a happy man. So, but the job's good. Areas treat me well. What's up, Pops?
And what state are you in right now?
Missouri.
Okay. Yeah, I was like me and the wife. I really wanted to move to I really wanted to move to Tennessee. I was
Yeah,
watching Property Brothers shows or some shit like that, like maybe 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. But the houses, they look so fucking beautiful. They're just big, these big, gigantic lawns, 2-story houses, these big fucking basements, man caves, big bars, and pool tables. I'm like, damn, dude, I want to live there. And I look now, the houses are the same price as California. I'm like, fuck.
Oh yeah, well, Missouri is pretty fucking cheap. So I'm actually closing on a house like here in a couple of weeks. Then, yeah, it's super cheap out here, man.
How's the weather out there? I always ask people, but I really want to know, how's the weather out there?
Yeah, how's the weather?
Every time I come on the show, it's like how I crack the fucking convo when they come on.
That's old man talk. And how's the weather? Yeah, that's it's all right. Like, kind of got a little chillier, but that's to be expected. But I enjoyed a little bit of the summer. I say enjoyed. I endured a little bit of the summer where it's humid as fuck out here. And yeah, that's one of the things. It gets hot and humid in the summer, but you know, relatively mild winters. Like they get snow, but not like a ton, you know, so we'll see. I mean, I'm still just figuring it out, but so far so good. There's a lot of indigenous trees, so like fall, it really becomes colorful. Lots of reds, lots of orange, and yeah. But once those trees are barren, it's gonna look badass.
Yeah, it's like that,
like
fucking,
a horror movie,
like fucking Nocturnals. Like, get the Dan Brereton. You remember that dude? The book Nocturnals, the comic or the graphic novel. He's this horror artist. He did like World's Finest for Marvel and DC, but his book is Nocturnals. It's fucking dope. But his color palette is orange. It's always orange and pumpkins and fall and
right.
Check him out. You will love his shit, dude.
Yeah.
I
that sounds really familiar. Nocturnals, like I probably know it if I saw it. But yeah.
No, you know what it is. I know. Yeah. You'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
How's it up there, James? How you doing up there in Kanakistan?
It's Canada. It's always fucking cold. It's good. It's actually, it hasn't been. It was really fucking cold the last few days, but actually like went up quite a bit today. So weather was nice. Not that I would know. I've been inside.
Well, if you stay inside, you don't know.
Yeah.
Max
nice
is in
outside.
Missouri. So which Max? We'll figure that out. I'm in Springfield.
Might be
Mad Max?
Oh, Springfield. Or is it Bronson, Missouri? I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
Bronson, Branson.
It was on the Simpsons, like back in the day, because the Simpsons have been on like 100 years. But back when I watched it, there was an episode where they had Charles Bronson in there. You know, hey, Bronson, Missouri, and like they got it, Charles Bronson in there. It was pretty funny because you never know where the fucking Springfield are at. There's like 100 of them.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, I like to think it's this Springfield that they lived in. But they had one episode where Bart and Nelson, they all like stole a car and they drove to Branson and saw Andy Williams.
That's fucking funny, dude. I love those first like few like seasons. So good, dude. Yeah. I but it just kept going on and on. I kind of checked out like after the first 15 or so years or something like that.
Yeah, the first 10 seasons. Well, the first season is not that great, but season 2 through 10, pure gold, and then it falls off a cliff. The writers changed. It got really fucking retarded.
That fucking Conan in there, man. Conan was gold in there, dude.
Oh yeah, when Conan was when Conan was part of the writing crew and executive producer, it was like the best years. Yeah, he got
slapping knees all night.
Yeah.
Canada though, man, I would like to go up there though. There's some stuff I'd like to check out.
No, you don't. Don't do it.
You guys got some
go see James.
Bacon and Canadian.
Save me from the gulag.
The gulag. Niagara Falls. But no, I know it'd be pretty cool. I'd like to go up there and say what up to Sim. Maybe one day I'll do a road trip up there.
It's not bad. I mean, it's just the politics here are like way more retarded than the politics in the United States right now. Like,
yeah, well, that happened fast too, man.
People are getting arrested for thought crime now, like for realsies.
It's like Minority Report. Yeah, we're right behind you, buddy. We're catching up.
Well, yeah, we're not far behind you. I can give you shit, but I'm like, yeah, like we're any better.
Yeah.
Slightly.
It's a beautiful country though. It's
Yeah, it is, dude.
beautiful here.
Yeah.
At least we have that going for us. We get to look at pretty things through our jail cell.
Right. As your lethal injection is taking over.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at how beautiful that countryside is. I'm really glad that I'm getting euthanized here.
Well, the nice thing about the U.S. is there is still a little bit of state sovereignty. So where you move, where you live can have a difference. It's part of the reason why I'm in Missouri is it's a pretty free state. It's still U.S. and you still have to bow down to federal things, but I get that sense in the United States that by state, you have a little bit more or less freedoms depending on what you prefer. I prefer more.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. No, it sounds pretty dope. I'm gonna check it out. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm gonna look into it. I'm always looking around. We've definitely been wanting to get the fuck out of here for years.
Well, and like I said, cost of living in Missouri is one of the best. Now, job wise, that you know,
That's
cost
the
of
thing.
living's low, the pay is usually low. So
And once you leave California, there ain't no coming back. I mean, unless you like if you don't own a house. If you don't own a house, you can come back. But
Don't go back.
I mean, no. You wouldn't want to go back once you leave anyway. But that's what some dude was telling me the other day. I was at a thing and he's like, once you leave, there's no coming back. There ain't no coming back. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
no. Fucking,
Oh, Matt, you should come to Canada. You feel right at home. You'd be like, is this,
You
is
live
this
in California.
California but cold? Like,
are we brothers? No. Whatchamacallit, I was gonna ask. Have you ever listened to Cataclysm? I know they're from Canada. They're pretty cool metal band.
yeah.
I've listened to
Pretty
Cataclysm.
dope. They're pretty solid. I've listened to a couple of their songs. What is it? The singer had another band called Romulus. They're pretty heavy. Check them out. I've seen them. No, I think I've seen them back in the day too. Pretty solid. And it's my understanding, Odin, you've been laying down some vocals. You've been having to fly back and forth.
Yeah.
You guys got a new book you guys are working on right now.
Oh yeah, man. That's the thing. And then I get to do vocals again, which has been super awesome. Yeah, I haven't flown back yet. So the vocal tracks I've laid down so far were when I was still living in Washington. But I'm kind of like, we got to, like a stockpile of songs that I'm going to lay vocals on here soon. But, to justify the trip and the time, and time off work and everything. So I want to have like a pretty decent amount of songs and be fully versed in them so that I don't go there and stumble at all because time is money. So
it's a lot of pressure, but that's when the magic happens,
Oh yeah. I do better under pressure.
when there's the pressure, and then also from the beginning. I think sometimes too when you get that one idea, you know what I mean, like for the song, you're writing a song and you get that one lick or that one hook, you know what I mean, and you try to tech it out and add and change things sometimes. And with a band, it's like, damn,
and you lose the magic. Yeah,
that backbone riff, you know what I mean, that one that first riff,
it's
always the best, and now I'm like going back thinking like, damn, what the fuck were we doing, like, I don't know.
I think that's why
crazy.
punk works, is because they just don't tinker too long.
Yeah, no,
go, here's an idea, here's the song, let's do it.
Or generally know how to play instruments.
Yeah, they just basically like take a big fucking like axe and just chop a fucking piece out of the cow. The metal comes up, they start trimming off the fat. Cutting out the fucking rib, out the rib. You know what I mean?
Right. Which
they
can be good,
motherfucker.
But next thing you know, you've chopped it down into a pulp, and it's no longer palatable.
Yeah, are you grinding it up into a patty?
Yeah.
What's the chord progression on this song? I don't know. The power chord 1, 2, 3. Wicked.
That was which is weird knowing like Pink Floyd now, but David Gilmour talking about like the early days of Pink Floyd, and everybody's like, "Oh, that was a cool riff. What chord progression?" He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't know what a chord progression is. I'm just playing." That's like early Pink Floyd, and then David Gilmour became really competent and all that. But yeah, the early stuff with Sid Barrett, I love that stuff.
Hey, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
That's crazy, man.
Who's the fool? the one on the panel or the one watching the panel?
What up, fools? My buddy Dave, my best friend, he actually moved. He's my guitar player too. I've been in like 4 bands with him, and we got a band. It's Nightmare Nemesis. And my kid brother was the drummer, and we used to jam every Saturday for a year, you know. And I hit him up today. I'm like, hey, dude, you still got that? Because we recorded an album. I think we did like 11 or 12 songs. And I still got it. You know, we recorded it all in his living room, you know, in his fucking. Be like, oh damn, these motherfuckers, you know. But he was cool. He let us practice, you know, and we got to record everything. And I would just like pushing my brother, just pushing him like all the time, dude. Like, fuck, man, I kind of regret doing that. But I went back and listened to the songs tonight, and I'm like, damn, dude, he was fucking good, you know. Like he was solid, like throwing down, like he was really good on the drums, man.
Well, isn't it weird? Like you do those little house recordings, and in the moment you're kind of like hearing all the imperfections. And you go back and listen, like, you know, a couple of years later, and you're like, oh, that was a pure gold song, and like, what the heck?
Yeah,
we never recorded it fully, you know.
And for this, like we had a concept, you know, like the band was called Nightmare Nemesis, and we wanted to come up with different songs to be like a different person in history with it from a different culture, you know. So I had like Ivan the Terrible, Vlad the Impaler.
Nice.
I did a Mayan song. We did a Mayan song. We did a Holy War, like Crusade song, and it was just a bunch of them. And like I'm going back and like listening to the songs. I'm like, I don't even remember we did a fucking song about Thermopylae and 300 and Leonidas, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't remember like having like, I remember doing the research and recording and memorizing everything. And like, dude, I'm like, I can't like quantify doing that again, you know? Yeah, it's fucking weird, but it was just like, cool, man. Like, you know, that's cool. I can't do that no more though. Like,
well, you went full in, you know, like, and that's the thing. Like, some of the creative energy I had even 10 years ago, I'm like, man, it was so much more powerful back then.
Well, I don't know, man.
I get any traction?
You gotta speak for yourself, because what I've heard on the fucking the songs that you guys drop, man, this shit's fucking epic, dog.
Thanks, brother.
I love it, dude. Fucking power, fucking progressive, a little bit of death metal too. It's like that's what I like about it too, man. Like for like a lot of the bands that I listen to, they kind of, they're heavy and they throw a lot of it in there, you know. And that's what you guys did with the fucking first song that I heard. I was just like, it was fun to listen to, you know. It took you somewhere, you know. You're talking about the Minotaur, and I'm like, dude, I like that, and the lyrics, you know. But I don't know. I have your campaign up right here. I was wondering maybe I could share and we could kind of talk about it a little more.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course, man. So yeah, that is the idea though. Like, and that's part of the reason why it is power metal, is because it's so theatrical and storytelling, and it really works for the idea that we had. Well, I say we, like James came up with this idea. I just went with it. But yeah, the power metal, and then I didn't want it to just be straight up power metal. I'd throw in a growl, and then I knew Jacob's musical style. So Jacob Lizette, he wrote all the music, and I knew he was really very heavy, but also very progressive. I'm like, so I'm gonna have to like bring a lot of dynamics vocally as well, because his shit's so dynamic. Because it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a power metal thing, but it's like, we're gonna cross a few boundaries here too, you know.
Yeah, and it makes it interesting, right? And it kind of goes back to like when you're fucking writing a story, or you know, say you're doing horror, right? You have the horror and the scares, and all of a sudden you bring in the comedy, right? You bring in the comedy, and you get people feeling good, and you come in, and you fucking scare them, you know. And they don't know what, you know. And it's like that too with music sometimes, even with metal, right? You have those different peaks and valleys in the song. It just makes the song an adventure.
You're
gonna come back.
And especially like with this, where it like follows the story, and you're using the storytelling narrative, and the music's driving that, the story's driving the music as well, you know. Because it's like, I could listen to a straight up just brutal death metal song and love it without any of the
right
ups and downs or whatever, but you know what you're getting into. But that's not really storytelling. That's more just like, I love it, that's fun. But with this, there is a lot of peaks and valleys, a lot of ups and downs, and most of it's pretty much just brutal. But and that's more story. But musically, even musically, I guess.
No, that's cool.
Never
man.
letting up.
You gotta, yeah. Like the switching it up, man, is where it's at. I was wondering, can I play this trailer right here, man? You guys cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Hell yeah.
Long ago, an empress wept tears of magic, cursing mankind with the burden of mortality. It was her pain and anger that created this horror, this realm of endless death, the underworld. Now, Hades has lost what slivers of sanity that he could still grasp. The mad king of this realm is driven into endless war, all for his futile quest to find a way to escape this place, to find the key to the door, to find her. From the creators of Magnificent Bastards and Unconditional Shove comes an adventure like no other, featuring 80 pages of black light reactive art and over 80 minutes of original power metal on 2 vinyl records. Broken Compass Entertainment presents a psychedelic rock opera that will drag you through the depths of hell. Join the epic quest to kill them dead.
Metal as fuck. James, is your last name Rock?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
It might be.
No, what are you talking about?
No, what you talking about, Lewis?
It's
That's
close.
fucking awesome.
He puts an R there when there should be a different letter, but
Yeah. Should be a C.
When you guys had announced this, I was just like, oh man, I can't fucking wait. You know what I mean? A metal album with the fucking comic book, dude. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I asked Skunk too. I'm like, hey, what are you guys? You know, are you guys gonna? What type of? Are you guys doing like a floppy or what? And he's like, nah, dude, we're doing a fucking. I mean, in so many words, we're doing a book. It's gonna be like a wider format. He didn't say this, but kind of like Euro style, you know, a bigger format. And I was just like, dude, that's fucking sick, man. I can't wait, you know. And
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
art
it's gonna be a big boy.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Skunk's artwork is, I mean, phenomenal. It speaks for itself, obviously. And then, he got the big feather in his cap when he won the Lucent fan art contest.
yeah.
There was a lot of heat brought in that contest, and to know that our boy won, that's fucking awesome.
No, I mean, I think rightly so. So, like, I've seen a lot of pieces. I don't know if I've seen all of them, but his, I mean, and it's not just because I love his art in general and I'm a fan, but it's I just like this piece the most. He had a lot of different perspectives and concepts that were going
he
along
did.
with it. Fucking dope.
Yeah, there's so much going on in that piece he did for the Lucent fan art. That was like, and he's doing that, and he's doing commissions all while doing this book. Like, he's just a machine, man. And it's all kick-ass stuff.
And it's
Super
all
cool guy.
quality
It's a
stuff.
shame he couldn't be here, but
Yeah. There's always next time. But yeah, man, I love this piece right here. This is the maybe so we watched the video. We talked about some of the recording process, but and you're laying down the vocals and you're the fucking writer, is that right?
yeah. Well,
Or
the
co-writer?
lyrics. Well, James and I worked together on the lyrics because we worked together on the script, and the lyrics follow the script. I guess I would have like kind of carte blanche to like make changes because I have to work out the melody. So,
Right.
so sometimes lyrics have to be like slightly adjusted, but for like what we've written so far, it's been mostly James and myself. Jacob, who did the music, he had a little bit of writing in some of the lyrics because when we first commissioned him, we wanted him to do the vocals. And it was mostly because we just wanted to see what he would do. And then
Right.
After a while, and it wasn't that his vocals were bad. It's just I thought I could bring a little more power to it. So, and then took some of his lyrics that he had written. I was like, yeah, we'll work those.
That's dope.
So, but yeah, because James and I write the script, then it's like pretty easy for us to work on the vocal tracks. But yeah, and then I work out the melody, for the music.
In the shower mostly.
That's
Well,
cool,
yeah.
man.
That's actually where the magic happened. So I'm told.
And then so like say like you're like, hey dude, write a track. Like so
Yeah.
and then you get some of the music, right? And then that's when you start writing your vocal melodies probably and lyrics kind of simultaneously at the same time. How do you do?
Yeah, but we get a full out or a full track, like
full song.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jacob doesn't fuck around, and he's such a great composer. There's very few times that we're like, hey, maybe try this or change this.
That's
like
fucking
we'll
sick.
give him the direction. We'll say, here's the point in the script that you're writing the song for. Here's some examples of what we're kind of thinking. And then he throws it back to us, and both James and I are just like jaw on the floor, like, fuck, dude. This
How
is
do
great.
you do this? How do you
It's fucking
work
dope.
so fast?
Yeah. And then I just take that structure, and I mean it's pretty well structured. He knows how to write a track. So there's like a chorus, a catchy hook, and the chorus line, and verse lines and stuff. Some cool, tasty bridges, some great solos that he does. So it's all pretty well structured, and all we have to do is just fill in the blanks, with the story and come up with a melody. Yeah,
It's fucking dope, dude. I'm actually doing the same thing right now with my band for my next book.
Oh, fuck yeah!
We already have the first song done, and we're taking our time though because he's having a baby pretty soon. But I'm just like fuck because I'm doing the comic and I'm writing it at the same time, and it's like fuck, like trying to like include certain lyrics and not in certain lyrics. I don't want to. I don't know. Give certain things away, but it's like it's kind of a juggle. It's a different thing.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a juggle in all of it because we've basically always sold it, and we know this is how we're writing it. That you could basically not read the words to the story, just listen to the album and look at the artwork.
Yeah,
and you would get the gist. You would get the story. But then we also have prose that we're writing that's going to be printed.
Oh, okay.
And we want that to stand out just as much. So that has to be really well written as well. So yeah, there's a lot that's going into this. And trying to mesh and keep everything cohesive with the artwork, with the script, with the lyrics, with the melodies, with the music, and make them all cohesive, but also stand apart on their own. To where, like you said, you could listen to the album,
right?
Just a track from the album and be like, "That's a banger track," like I don't know what this is connected to.
There's that
or
too, yeah.
Listen to it in total with the book.
The book, yeah.
And be like, "Oh, I see the bigger picture, and that's even more badass," So, yeah, it's a lot to juggle, but we're having a hell of a blast doing it. This is one of the funnest things I've ever worked on.
It's fucking sick, man. Like you guys are definitely with that concept. With that idea, you guys are breaking new ground. I haven't seen anybody do that.
Inspiring a generation.
You got it, man. Like I wanted to do a track for my Butch Cleaver book, so
right.
I was like, well, fuck, dude, what do I do? You know what I mean? I don't want to spoil too much. I did only 2 issues, right? And so I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna spoil it anyway. So I had but the books were written already, so it was kind of weird. It's kind of cool, like talking to people that are doing something like metal and I don't.
Well, and I always have a thought about like spoilers, and there's a little push and pull with James on this, but like in my mind, like we're so attached to our own story, and we're so attached to our own stuff. What's up, Ray? Sorry, we're so attached to our own stuff that we think we're leaking everything by like making or throwing something out there. Whereas people who have no idea, coming in totally dry, they're not going to be spoiled. They have no frame of reference. So like sometimes we're like, oh, that's a spoiler. It's like, it's only a spoiler because you know the whole story.
Right.
It's not a spoiler if you just throw it out there. So 100%. I think sometimes we play things too close to the chest on that a little bit.
No,
I like Magnificent Bastards definitely suffered campaign wise because of that, because I was so fucking guarded with it. Like,
right, they're like, explain the script, and you're
I can't.
It's hard. You don't want to leak anything, right? That's another book I gotta pick up, man. That book looks fucking sick, dude. I am gonna get it.
Yeah, you'd love it, man. It's a good book.
Yeah, it looks fucking dope.
It's working on the second one now as well for that.
So that was some stuff I wanted to talk to you too about, Odin. That's fucking dope. And then with James, what was some of your like inspiration? Like you kind of cooked up this part of this concept, right? To do this this book, this work of art, this music and whatnot, right? You and Odin, right? How did that go about?
Yeah, so I mean, like I basically came up with the initial idea, and although there are some similarities, it was kind of a different sort of tale. It was more comedy, more comical, and different characters and stuff.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then you know, I brought it to Odin as something for us to do, and
Hmm.
we kind of whittled away at it, and you know, made the necessary changes to make it work. And then it was interesting because the original, so like the main character in the original also was a chick. She didn't have giant maggot tits, but uh, you know,
That was all Matt. Like
that
we
was
can
all
thank you
Matt.
for that forever. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt
You
informs the
changed the direction of
Uh,
you're part of this now, man.
Matt directs the size of titties around here.
Well, I don't know,
Yes.
man. I just saw that. Well, I ain't gonna lie, because I'm working on a book, right? And it's a Viking, you know, bounty hunter in hell. It's called Hell War, and
Hell
hell
War,
is
yeah.
in there, and like it's too close to this material. So I
Ah,
didn't want to draw hell at all.
yeah,
And
she wasn't at the table. That's right.
she wasn't at the table.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, damn, she's not even the main fucking character. I'm like, oh, I want to draw the husk. I'm like, okay, oh, that's a girl. Okay, well, she ain't got no titties.
Yeah, you
You
never
know what I mean?
know.
So I was just like, well, there's a lot you could do with that, right? You know, like you said, the maggots and whatnot. There's a lot
That's
you could do,
one
right?
thing
So I
you
just
could
wanted
do.
to, you know, and then she's a husk, so I want to make her little thick, you know, but not too husky. So that was the idea that
You drew her badass, like,
Yeah.
and all
And
the characters on your
maggot tits are
submission.
definitely part of the lore now. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely part of the lore. Like it's in there. But of all you drew all of them really badass. But like I think your depiction of the husk was probably my favorite of the characters that you drew.
yeah, it was
And
really
I
good.
think the one that stands out the most, and it's not just because of the big titties. I think it's just really well drawn. So
thanks, man.
So kind of what I was saying was like, so the original main character, like in the first, I guess you could kind of say the first draft of Kill Them Dead, it was a female, but it wasn't the husk. And basically the way the husk was born is, you know, Odin and I were doing a production meeting on it, and I was like, dude, why don't we just make the main character just like a fucking corpse? Like
Yeah,
just a chick corpse. Let's just run with it.
yeah.
And from there, like it really informed kind of a lot of the story, making that one
Well,
change.
the first idea, and correct me if I'm wrong, James, she was like smoking hot
Yeah.
and she was in hell. I remember it was like she was like a bounty hunter or some crazy shit. But like and then halfway through she gets like horribly burned and scarred up. I think that
Nice.
was like the original idea. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool
And then
too.
it just kind of like shifted modes to where like the character's almost a mindless, just lost soul in the underworld that just is carried along by fate to like take down the greatest gods in the underworld. And I like that's fucking cool. So
Isn't that fucked up? And that's cool. That's a fucked up concept. And like, you know what I mean? Like she's just getting fucked up. You know, are you guys gonna dive into her origin at all in this?
It's in there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
well, it's touched on in this one. Like we want to make more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. No.
There's plans. We just gotta, you know, there's plans
That's good.
to do more of these. So, but to go back to your original question, the initial, basically the launch pad for this was like off of the basic idea was, I was kind of thinking and talking to Odin about how like, man, it would be really cool to do like a boss run comic book, like a video game style like boss run where it's just like
Yeah.
a never ending fucking gauntlet of like fighting bosses, and
Right.
it just
That's
gets
good.
crazier
Escalating.
and escalating, and that was kind of, you know, from there, like, you know, all the pieces were kind of fell into place, and and yeah, well, the outcome, especially in the writing, it's there. It's a lot of fun.
It's that I like that too. You know what I mean? I've used that too a little bit to a certain extent, but not %. But I like that because it's like you're either like, well, there's two things that popped in my head right now. Sorry, because one thing when I saw this, it kind of reminded me of Dante's Inferno a little bit, where he's just grinding, he's just going down and down and down. I fucking love that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then there's also the other thing where he's
very much
traveling
like that.
up and he's trying to get to the tower. And I talk about that a lot too. I fucking love stories where your main character is either going down or he's trying to reach the tower, like it's a cathedral, like The Crow. You know what I mean? He's trying to get to the top. It's Batman.
Yeah.
He's trying to get to Jack Nicholson. It's Dread, where he's trying to get to Mama. It's fucking The Raid, where he's trying to get to the top. He's just climbing that tower. I fucking love that, you know. Or he's grinding down into Dante's Inferno, which I love the book, the video game, and the cartoon. I just like all these things simultaneously popped in my head when I well, not all these things, but a lot of these things popped in my head when I saw that, your book, and I was just like, damn, that's fucking dope. And as far as like designing the Tusk, and it's hard, man. It's hard designing the femme fatale that is like a rotting corpse. You know what I mean, or just a dead femme fatale.
I think that's
why.
I think that's why we went in the opposite direction with the whole beauty thing and everything. It's like, no, our femme fatale is a fucking corpse.
Yeah.
And like there's it's a corpse.
It's hard. No, it's hard.
Yeah, we're not gonna please Corey Barton, unfortunately, but
no, it's
he might like the amount of maggots in the tits.
It's hard, dude. And like designing Hell, she's fucking hard too, because I have her in my book, and like it's so fucking hard, like because like there's so like it's just a hard thing to do, and like us, it's hard.
Do you make her hot? Do you make her rotting?
Yeah, you know, like mine was she's got to be like big Barda. I want, but she's got to be kind of pretty, but dead, and it's just hard. It's hard, and then you want to be kind of original in your way, and you look at it, and again, it's a hard thing to do, you know.
Yeah,
our take on Hell's vastly different. I can assure you of that. Like our take on Hell, like that's the thing that I don't think we kind of talk about enough is that. Yes, we're taking these death gods from mythology, but we're not. We're changing. We're basically it's based on.
We're making them ours,
you have to steal them and you have to like it's yours, like you own them. You know what I mean? You have to do that. Like,
well, here's the thing: like you could basically take all of their mythology and just incorporate it, but. People already know that. It's kind of like if you have a general idea and you put them in there so that you understand the personality, you understand the general lore, that's good enough for I think it's because like the mythology stories already exist, right? We're trying to write new stuff.
So the way that we looked at it during the writing process is that the mythology that exists in real life is the stories that humans passed on about these characters. So it is literally the myths about these real beings, right? And like myths and legends about real people, they get twisted and deformed, and shit gets said that's not true, right? So we're kind of looking at it from that perspective, where it's like, yeah, these stories are like coexist within the world, but it's not necessarily the truth about the situation, what happened with these characters, and now we're finding out the truth of who they really are.
It's fucking dope, dude. And then you were saying, James, that like when you had kind of come up with the concept, that it was kind of comical, like a little more humorous, a little funnier from the get.
Yeah, I mean, like
not anymore, right?
Now it's it's a rock opera now, right? Like, which is kind of a comical thing
dramatic.
in its own, but it's a dramatic story now, and but like. Good. I mean, like Anubis will always be my boy because he was one of the first characters I was working with, and like, I'm gonna save it. Like, I don't know if I should say it because I still kind of want to save the idea. I don't know. What do you think?
There he goes again, Odin. You don't want to spill no beans around here.
Well, no, you could say it because I mean, if you want to do the idea someday, I thought it was I didn't like the idea.
You didn't like the idea, but like, okay. So my idea was I think
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, my initial idea for Anubis was that he was he basically lost everything, and he was like living in a trailer in hell, and
Oh, I
was
like
like
that.
playing video games. And he's just a
I like
gamer. He's like
that.
fucking overweight now, and like eating Cheetos, and like.
But he's
just,
not doing that no more, right? He's not doing that no more.
No, now he's a fucking.
Oh, he's
Now
back
he's a
to being
badass.
badass.
Now he's a
He's back to
badass. He's doing
being-
some badass metal shit now, right?
Yeah, when you write the prequel, the story, the Anubis story, you can add that. I was like,
Well,
don't
the
know,
problem
man.
the problem with it is that it's too close to everything with Bastards, and like
Okay.
because Bastards is kind of our action comedy book,
Yeah, it's
and-
definitely got a lot of comedy in.
and that's where like something like that would actually fit really well. And this book's more just like, this is our metal fucking badass action book, like, you know,
Yeah.
horror and like all that shit, right? So it's, you know, it's finding that nice middle ground. There's stuff that, you know, Odin will always be the first to tell you. I come up with a million ideas, and he's the one that picks out the good ones, the ones that
Hopefully.
work. Hopefully. But yeah, so you know, it's just part of the process of kind of getting to the place where a story is actually going to work, right? You gotta work through what the characters are, and the characters are going to inform the story at the end of the day.
Well,
Absolutely.
in this case, they also informed the production, because as he was telling me these things, then he would get a light bulb, and he's like, "What if we did a music soundtrack with this, like power metal?" And then once that train starts rolling, then we have to look into like quoting, you know,
Logistics and
like
like
logistics of
storytelling.
like paying somebody to write music, and you know, who's gonna sing it. And then he's like, "What if
And
we print
pacing
this in
and-
black light?" And so then there's another
better
idea,
one.
and it's like this great idea, and I'm like, I love it, you know, but then we got to like look into like how much that's actually going to cost, and all these things cost a lot.
Well, just yeah. And like,
So
and the
this is
storytelling
definitely
too.
going to be a labor of love. It's just one of
Yeah.
those things, but it's like here's the thing that people in crowdfunding need to understand. Everyone, if either you do or you don't, but like once you make something, it's yours forever, you know. So like no matter what this campaign does financially, it's like it's forever there for me to like try to sell in perpetuity, or for Broken Compass Entertainment to try to sell in perpetuity. So it's like, so it's an investment regardless of, you know, how much we're actually having to throw into this, because it's going to be very expensive by the end of the day. So
Yeah, I mean the final idea, when I was finally told to stop, okay, just stop, that's it. We haven't even, like, that's we're lock and key lipped on that, of like the final special thing having to do with this book. And that's where it was like really like, okay, James, shut the fuck up and stop. Right? Like
Well, that's cool though, man. You gotta have those big ideas. You know what I mean? You gotta keep
Yeah.
You know, you gotta keep bursting through new ground. You gotta break it, you know. And it's cool that James is there, you know, and
I can promise that final idea, when people get this book in hand, is going to blow their fucking brain out of their skull.
Well, the
And-
thing is, like, the big ideas, they've got to be there. We've, you know, I do have to play a little devil's advocate with James sometimes, just to be like, logistically, you know,
you have to.
we have to see if this is possible. But the other thing is, like, I love that counterbalance of him being like, what if we do this? And I'm
100%.
like,
Yep.
fuck yeah, that's a great idea. Like printing in blacklight. I never would have never.
Yeah,
would
like
have
what
thought
the
that.
fuck? That's fucking brilliant, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, who's gonna think of that? You know, and
Yeah.
like,
Well,
so you already
this
have
guy-
all these
this guy
elements.
thought
You
of
know, what I
it.
mean? You know,
And
you
then
guys
I
are.
said,
you guys
well,
are-
we just got to make sure we can find a printer who can do that, and see how much it's going to cost. Yeah, it's definitely gonna cost.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's that, but it's just like, I think that, like, you
Some
guys are going to be known
sarcastic
for this.
and
You guys are going to be known for this book after you die. I think. You know what I mean? Once it's going to come out, it's going to get made, and people are going to fucking remember this book. You know what I mean? It's like you think of like Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Like that's his
Right.
work. You know, so I don't know, man. Like I think of stuff like that. You know, and I try to, like, what am I going to be remembered by it when I die? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, and even if you're,
this is going to be dope.
even if you don't make a ton off it, if it's like,
That's awesome.
yeah, if it's like posthumously, like something that people credit, you know, because it's like James O'Barr or something with The Crow, you know,
Right.
Obviously, it went on to be a pretty big franchise, But I went and saw him at the con in Spokane, and
Oh,
like
really?
nobody came and saw him.
Fucking weird,
Like
huh?
nobody was like, the James Abar, and I'm like, do you guys realize like how cutting edge the shit he was doing was?
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah, with the fucking love the Crow, man.
so again, like his
All
legacy
time.
forever lives on, right? What's up, sarcastic agnostic? Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I
Another
mean, we
fellow
can-
metalhead right
Victor
here.
Owens, I like that.
Sarcastic's
can,
another metalhead right here, man. You got to check this out, Sarcastic. You're gonna fucking love this book. If you haven't backed it, I highly
Yeah,
recommend
check it
you
out,
back
brother.
this book. You will not be fucking sorry.
And that's something we could talk about is the Empress of Glass, seeing as we release that track. That's the special place in my heart is Empress of Glass. So
What up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
hey, should. So Empress of Glass is the first track on the album. It's the prologue to the book. Kind of opens the entire tale of Kill Them Dead. And what it is it's actually something I wrote about 15, maybe probably longer than 15 years ago. It's a fairy tale I wrote.
Oh hell yeah!
And so Odin had read it before, and we were kind of figuring out the opening of the book. I think it was like I don't know. It was really weird because I think we both kind of were like, yeah, let's just use that, right? Like, I can't even remember how that discussion went, but it was just kind of a unanimous thing where we're like, oh yeah, let's just like tweak it a little and like just edit it down a bit. And
I don't think there was a discussion. I think you're like, so her backstory is this, and I went, oh yeah, that story, that fairy tale you wrote.
that fairy tale I wrote, right?
Yeah. I'm like, well, I did like that. So, and it is cool to see something that he wrote. What like you said, 20 years ago, all of a sudden like rising to the surface and becoming part of a bigger story. So,
Don't you love it when that happens? You write something or you create a character that kind of just fits. I won't say fits. It fits the fucking narrative. Like it goes right in there without like you're like, hey, I didn't even touch the motherfucker. He just came by and like, what the fuck? He got in there,
Yeah,
well,
that's a lesson. Like, never get rid of your ideas.
Yeah,
don't
never, dude.
Just save them
my
for the
phone
right
now.
time.
Dude,
Save them for the right time.
I keep my phone like I always any type of ideas. Like I'll have a whole story like of a comic book now. Like shit'll come into my head and I just let my thumb fucking I don't even look at it. Like and when those happen, you might have something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always good to have that. And I like fuck phones. I'm not gonna put anything because I'm a guy that writes everything down in notebooks. So I get one notebook for one book and whatnot.
Right.
And now I'm like, fuck it, I'll put it in my phone because you have to have it right there, and you don't have a notebook all the time. But the cool thing
I
is
used
you can
to
copy
do
and
the
paste it and
whole
email it to yourself. So that's what I do
used
now.
to do the micro recorder
yeah.
before
I used
cell
to do that
phones
too.
were as big of a thing. But I would sit there, and it was also for music. Like if I had a melody,
Vocals.
I'd hum it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do the same thing for
But
vocal.
I walk around with that thing just like Norm Macdonald on Dirty Work. I'm like, note to self. Yeah.
Me too. No, I do the same thing. I'm like da 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 da, and I fucking put that shit, like around or something.
Well, and, the thing is, you can look back and go like, man, that was horrible. Or you think that, and then like 10 years later, you're like, but that actually, because I do that with artwork all the time too, where I'm like really critical of something I drew in the moment, and I set it aside, and then like however long later I pull it up, I'm like, why did I hate this so much? It's a great piece, and use it. So yeah, never get rid of anything. You might be your worst critic, but.
And I mean, what's absolutely wild to me is like, hey, here's something I wrote 20 years ago. Now it's like a song. And it's not only a song, but it's a song now being sung by one of my best bros, like it's so fucking cool. Like it's just absolute, like it's wild to me.
Isn't it cool like being a creator, so like you have that, right? So you have that point of where you have something like some people don't get to do that, right? They go their whole fucking life where they work for the man. I mean, they work their job, they go in, they do their shit, you know what I mean? They never get to create nothing, and no one really
nothing.
They never put nothing out there, dude. So in some way it's kind of a privilege in a way, for you to be like a writer, artist, I consider artists or writers artists too. So you get to do that, and
well, thank you.
And it's you're a giver, man. You're actually giving to the world. There's two types of people in the world. There's givers and there's takers. And I believe artists are givers. So
Artists are givers. Well, the other thing is like as an
Cannabis
artist,
lovers.
writer, artist, whatever you
That's
are,
fucking awesome. It's cool when things
you can't help but do it, right?
yeah.
Like, so even if I wasn't giving, like I would explode if I wasn't like creating something, you know?
Oh
So,
yeah. I think I understand where you're coming from, man. Like I think me and you are in a similar boat. So like
Yeah.
for me, I don't know. Me and you have probably talked about this before,
brother.
but I have this thing called the art demon, and if it's not like
Yes. I remember you
exercise,
telling me.
then I'm gonna go fucking nuts. So I always have to be like constantly creating something. You know what I mean? And I'll just go fucking nuts. And sometimes I hate it. I really do. And I've grown to kind of, you know, whether I'm a good artist or bad artist, good writer, bad writer, good musician, bad musician, it has to be silenced. And if it's not, then I'll go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So
You still got to do it. Yeah.
yeah, I have to get it out. Like it's got to be out. Exercise.
Well,
It sounds like a lot of sexual euphemism to me.
Maybe.
Well, there's not
So-
that much difference because yeah, you can make the same argument other ways.
Oh, 100%.
No, I mean when I was doing music, I remember when my ex-wife, but when we first got together, like I stopped doing music. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a dad. Wait, I gotta stop. And she's like,
Oh yeah.
I can't stand you when you're not, you know, creating stuff.
Right.
She's like, you got to get back into it because you're pissing me off. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'm glad you gave me the green light because I was going crazy. Yeah.
That's why, and I think that's why there's a term starving artist, because they have this they have this, like, I don't know how to put it, but they have this thing in them that they have to create, and it's
Yeah,
it kind of like takes over everything, dude. And if it doesn't, you could kind of turn you into a Grinch or something, you know. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but I mean that's just how it is, you know. Like
I got to imagine the saddest person in the world is a creative person who didn't create.
yeah.
That would be the saddest thing ever. They would die
man.
a miserable death and just be like, I did nothing with this burning desire inside me, you know.
They're called trombone players.
Trombone. No. Trombone people turn to trombone because they're not creative.
Oh,
You all right there, Matt?
abducted by aliens?
Yeah, I'm good. They came in and they hit me in the back, so I'm good now.
All right.
So this little thing you have pulled up here, not only is that the track listing, that's also the chapter listing. Just
Yeah, that's the breakdown of the story, more or less.
kind of guest story beats almost.
Yeah,
Dun,
that's
dun,
pretty much the
dun.
story beats. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's the entire track listing for the album.
What's up, Jim Cox?
What's
Good
up,
to see
Jim
you, man.
Cox? Jim, you got to get this album.
Go create. That's all I'm saying.
Jim's yeah, he would love this book. I guarantee you that, Jim. If you haven't backed it already, this is something you want to jump in on.
Well, and you know, obviously, I'm pretty close to it, and I'm trying to sell it. But I really do think anybody who gets this is going to be very happy with their purchase because we're putting so much shit into this. We're putting so much blood, sweat, and tears, basically. I know what levels Skunk is putting into his artwork. I know what levels I'm putting into the music. The stuff I'm hearing coming back from Jacob, the writing sessions that James and I have. Like, we really are throwing like everything at this. And
That was like the IT moment crowd.
Nope.
And I'm also here.
Where's Rosie O'Donnell at, man? That shit was funny as fuck. You guys are fucking killing me the other night. I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
just wait. You know, Saturday's the night.
I just went on there
Saturday's
to
night,
see
we're
if I
gonna
was gonna
watch.
lose
We're watching
the art
we're-
contest.
We're,
Oh man, that shit was. You got me crying.
Matt,
Oh, man.
we're watching the movie this Saturday on the channel.
Oh man, I would love to go. I'd love to watch it, but I'm actually gonna. We're going out of town for the.
You can
something
catch the
for-
replay.
Yeah,
fucking,
catch the replay. It'll be worth it.
There's a there's a big thing on the weekend. I'm missing out a bunch of stuff, but got to take the kids out. You know.
Oh yeah. What are
So-
you doing?
Probably gonna go out of town for a little bit. Yeah. I think we're gonna go to the Great Wolf Lodge, the water park. So
Oh, I went.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Family and I went there in the summer. It's good times.
Yeah, it's fun. Hey guys, you guys down if I play the track right now? You guys cool with that?
Do it up, man. Yeah, I'm always cool with that.
I mean, that's how I roll
Are
on
you,
this channel.
are you gonna play the whole track?
Are you
gonna
down
play
with that?
You gonna play the whole thing?
Oh, I'm down with that. Everybody always cuts it off. I think that's why he's
No, I'm gonna
asking.
play the whole
You-
track. That's why I'm
you
like,
play the whole thing.
yeah.
Well, because as well, what I was gonna do is, I have a sneak peek exclusive because Matt was one of the winners on the art contest. I figured we could give him a little taste of track 3, Eternal Night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Exclusive.
Now
to-
there's no vocals on it yet, so I'm just gonna
That's true.
play the solo. That's
Okay.
what I'm gonna play the lead up in the solo, and then I'm gonna stop it.
Okay.
That's all you get. But it's one of my favorite fucking solos on the album. So let me share this, and then you can play the full track of
That's
of
how I
the
roll.
Let's
That's how I do it.
let's do a music jamboree.
So light your joints, eat your brewskis, pour your drinks, pour your wines, whatever you guys do.
Yeah.
'Cause we're about to
Okay,
fucking.
so I'm
Welcome if you got him.
sharing this now. Here, where are you? Okay, you ready? Here's a taste of track 3.
Exclusive to Metal Movies and Brewskis.
Okay, that's all you get. There's your taste.
I got one word for you.
It's like
Jizz.
it's like crack. You just get a taste, and then you gotta
I love
buy
that, man.
you gotta buy the whole bag.
Well, I can't
love-
wait to put vocals on that album. That song.
Oh, I love like for me like because I love melodic death metal. You know what I mean? That's like my thing.
Yeah.
Like I gotta have my solos, a little bit of breakdown, some fucking. I'm like a little. Yeah.
Well,
That's-
there's a
I love
lot
that.
of melodic death metal influence in Jacob's writing.
Yeah, you can hear it.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
to
can
me
hear
that's
it, you
melodic
can
death
feel
metal. Like just in the sound of the music alone. You know what I mean? Even
Well,
if
the tone he
tone for
uses
sure.
isn't so much power metal.
No,
he's
it's
kind of playing
heavy.
some power metal stuff, but it's like it's got that melodic death, and he layers a lot of harmonic stuff with his
Yeah.
guitars. I mean, he's
Oh, yeah.
he's a master.
No, that's for sure. Like the sound, it sounds like fucking all my favorite bands, dude.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like
We're
some,
touching
it sounds
those
like
notes.
some
We love-
Swedish melodic death metal is what it sounds
Yeah.
like straight up. That's it. That's
Yeah,
that's
and I
stuff
mean,
that-
the reality is too this double vinyl album with over 80 minutes of music. There's a lot of ebb and flow, a lot of
Yeah.
hype and softer moments.
there's orchestral parts in there as well, some symphonic parts too, which I fucking
Yeah.
love that, dude. You know, it's
Yeah, exactly. It's you're trying to tell a
Epic.
story, right? So
Yeah.
you know it's going to have all of that. And Jacob, like I said, Jacob's a fucking master composer and musician. Just super glad we met him and that he was throwing down on this album. So
yeah, man. This book, man. This we got to get some backers on this, man. We gotta get this going some more.
yeah, backers, we need those.
People
Yeah,
need to get in
no,
there.
it's
Like
easy
they need
to
to
get.
understand though, like it's a record and it's a beautiful book too, man.
Yeah, we did add
It's
tiers
more-
where you just get the book or just get the record for people who solely wanted one or the other.
Yeah.
I think they're shortchanging themselves by not getting both, but
Yeah.
those options are available now because there were people who were fans of me when I was making music. They're like they couldn't give a shit about comics and books and things, and they're like, I just want to hear some good metal, and I'm like, well, fair enough. So
If there was people like at the the head shops, like they would love this. This is like,
oh yeah, I would think so.
But it's like that's like they need to know about it. You know what I mean? A lot of people just
Yeah.
like there's an audience out there that would fucking gobble this up, dude. That also.
Oh, there's definitely a huge audience for this out there. We just haven't found it.
Yeah, we're trying to tap into it, and you know, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll find them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the the record store, like the one that I go to, dude. I put my comic book in there, and he sells it. Like it just there's that crossover, dude. Because metal and comics they tell stories, dude. Like and it's just
Yeah,
crossover audience.
I always thought that was like an immediate pairing because I was just talking about this on the Man Cave earlier today. What it was on that when I was young and I got into comics, I was into metal and into comics, and then Entombed. I'm sure you know about this, Matt. Entombed came out with Wolverine Blues, and both the album and the comic weren't that good, and the music didn't really match the book in any sort of cohesive way. It was just kind of like, here's some music, here's a comic.
Yeah.
And my entire life, even back then, I was thinking about and wanting to like somehow incorporate the two, like a soundtrack that goes with a comic book. And no, here I am. Like we're making it happen.
Because
Thank you, James, for the cool idea.
James came with the idea, but I also remember you were talking about doing that too.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as this, like the concept too, So, I was like, damn, dude, that's fucking dope. You both are on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's several people out there kind of like been thinking of this or been wanting this or wondering why it's never really fully materialized. And we're like, well, we want to make it as cohesive as possible, not so much like here's a soundtrack that also goes with the comic. It's like, no, you can just skip reading it and just read the lyrics and follow the music and look at the art and like be taken fully through the story,
Yeah, man. And also too, like if people back the book, you guys are going to offer the songs on MP3 format as well, right?
Yep.
So that's a way to listen to it. Like for me, I'm gonna have to get a record player to listen to this, man. Like, well, it's just that like I don't have one. Like my dad had one and he had records, and I love records. I love the format. Like for me, like as like a comic book fan, it's the Prestige artistic format. It's massive.
Right.
It's a bigger format. You want to look at it like that. There's fucking big cool images and lyrics and album art, dude. I fucking love that, But I've always been a CD guy, and I've been trying to get into the record stuff, but it's a little pricey. But a lot of the bands that I love, they're pressing all their old shit that was on CDs, like all these old like Scandinavian bands. They're all coming out, and it just it's fucking crazy, dude. And I talked to the guy at the record store where I had my book. He was telling me, yeah, dude, fucking vinyl saved like my shop. Vinyl fucking saved my shop.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the thing is, it's an
resurgence.
Experience, right? So you buy a 12-inch vinyl record, you're getting a full experience. And they did, some bands did that with the CD format. I know Tool did. Like I remember Lateralis with like the layers of art, and the clear plastic that they did. And that's the thing, like we're trying to bring that back to where music is an experience, and these things are just visceral experiences, We say multimedia, but we also mean like multi sense, like you're getting your auditory and your visual at the same time, and mental stimuli by reading. So
it's an assault on the senses. It's also like a new form of multimedia. Like, so you would have, reading, prose, comics, video games, movies, music, and sequential storytelling, or a narrative storytelling at the same time. Those two things at the same time, married. Not too many people are doing that. So like this is something a little different, dude. You guys are actually kind of opening up a new form of multimedia. Like again, like you're saying you don't really like using that word, but that's kind of what you're doing, dude. It's a new fucking experience. Like no one's I can't really. I haven't seen anybody do that.
Music telling.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, you can marry you can marry music with video games or with movies. It happens all the time.
Yep.
And it's like, why not this medium? Why is it not more prevalent? So trying to make that more of an experience.
That's fucking awesome, man. Now I want to listen to this track. You got me all fucking pumped up.
Yeah, get to hear vocals now.
Here we go. You guys
What's the quality going to be like? Because I could play the master.
ready?
It'll
Tenny.
be fine. We got Ryan in the chat. What's up, Ryan?
Somewhere in the afterlife, a snarling teeth and see the souls within begin to spark for the thing we all shall be. The very man he knows away beyond the stars. Far from life and far from fear, we're dead, we've come this far. And the foemen are monsters, and the rowers are thieves, and the endless endeavor brings you farther from me. Dying again, we do not go down, for we are somewhere lost and deep in time of all man grits his teeth with a slash whip beneath the stars, not knowing what to be. The depths of our dark and even leads the nose away. Lost to life and far from fear, will die again today. And the foemen are monsters, and the rowers are thieves, and the endless endeavor of the hearts. She breaks free on her endless quest. She's dying again. She does not know death, for she is this battle forever in the sea and on the shore. Lost souls and monsters swimming in this gore, in this hole.
So this is actually my favorite of his solos so far.
This darkest night, these cursed souls fight, bodies fall into the sea. Forming a ranking, Minotaur and Rakim fight as the two become one, rowing the ranking. The worm is light all through the night. A 7 chains are cut. Here comes the Rat King. A sword inside the Rat King's fight. The worm swoops down to feed. Grabbing the Rat King. cast to the sea. And the air is endeavor, a robber else, the husk cannot see. On her endless quest, she's dying again. She does not go down, for she is on her endless quest. She's dying again. She does not go down, for she is.
They have it.
So the track's also available on Spotify, and I just dropped that link into the chat.
Oh, nice.
Just copy and
Sweet.
paste that, and they'll direct you to Spotify.
If you guys are on the actual chat too, I can mod you if that way if you want to drop some more links in there too. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm a mod on your channel already.
let's see here.
I am.
So I was gonna say, like, thinking back, it's kind of funny because I guess Odin Weed never even really thought about this, but like, kind of the inception of this whole idea of like music and comics and doing all this crazy shit kind of goes back to the production of Bastards issue 1, because the original masters of the pages originally had music note, like the music notes for, but it was all like actual, like there was like Kickstart My Heart and shit like that, and I'm like, yeah, we don't want to get sued. I'm gonna like delete all this shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But you
so-
put like the waveform or something like that.
yeah, the waveform is still in there, and that's a if anybody is ever wondering what that forum is, it is a Faith No More song.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Everything's ruined.
Everything's ruined.
Yeah.
That was another reason. Like we knew we were going to work together for a long time. We started talking, and that was like both of our like favorite song, pretty much.
That's cool,
Wait,
man.
you love Everything's Ruined too? Nice.
What? Match made in heaven. You guys ever heard of Deathgasm?
Deathgasm. That sounds familiar.
I plan on
Deathgasm was-
having one when we get off the show.
Die. So yeah, it's a New Zealand like metal
Oh, it's our show now.
like Dead or Dead Alive. So like they put out one movie. It's fucking dope, dude. It's like all independent. You guys would love it, and it's funny, you know. And then they crowdfunded the second movie. Now
You know what? Now that you mention, I've heard of this. I know
Yeah, it's
exactly
pretty
what
fun.
you're talking
It should be on Tubi right now. So I fucking hard recommend. It's fun. It's just a funny, you know, metal.
Yeah, it sounds really familiar. That's possible. I've seen it. But
You've probably seen it, but they crowdfunded the second one, so
nice.
should be coming out on Kickstarter. Yeah, man, you got these cool editions right here. I was thinking maybe we can go over some of the tiers if you want. Love this piece right here you did, Odin.
Oh, thank you, man.
And that's
Yeah, so we've had several coloring versions of this. James actually colored
right?
a couple. Yeah, and then this one was by Demir Rosic, who did all the coloring on Unconditional Shove.
oh, okay.
And then Skunk is actually painting a version, which will probably be the definitive version when it's all done, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
Of Hades.
yeah, this exact piece, Skunk is painting it right now.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Like I like all the different versions of Hades.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun one to draw. And I think
I think Skunky even has two, right? Or at least he has one, but I think one he's like got a beard on it, and another one he doesn't. Yeah, there's a bunch of different versions, man. I fucking love it.
Yeah, his representation of Hades was pretty badass. This was really the first fully formed artwork for the book. So the original pencilist had done a few penciled pages, but I think this was kind of like the first fully finished piece to represent the book. So I was kind of hold that like,
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my favorite drawings that I've ever done. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. Doing his throne was one of the coolest things, and then all the lost souls like swarming around his feet. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fucking badass, dude. I love it. I love the dark eyeshadows. I love the headdress.
Yeah.
And when I was designing my art contest piece, I was like, damn, like I gotta give him something down here, because I was making all the characters just like basically up to like the pelvic bone
Waist
area.
up.
You know, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
he's gotta have like a shroud over his junk. You know. So
Yeah.
I was thinking like, okay, Odin's got something right here. Okay, I'm gonna give him that, you know. And I give him a couple like spikes sticking out of his like hips, so it's kind of ripping through his toga. His
Nice.
toga.
I like to think that that's just his like comfort blanket.
His,
Yeah. His mom knit it for him when he was
his
a kid.
wubby lubby, like Linus. Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things like drawing musculature is super fun and super cool. Like it's my favorite thing to do because I love anatomy. I love drawing, but I'm like, but I don't want to draw his junk, you know, but I want to get as much
yeah.
muscle in there as possible. So he just has like a conveniently placed comfort blanket.
A royal. It's
He's
royal,
hiding his erection when he sees hell.
right?
The throw pillows are obscured behind his bed.
Right.
Yeah, man. We got to go over some of these tiers. Let's see.
Yeah.
So you got the first one right here. This is collector's edition, right? It's 250 bones, but you guys get a lot of stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Everything
Yeah,
we
really
can throw.
Packed it with as much as shit we could throw at it. Like,
So the blacklight poster, which is the Hades drawing in blacklight as a poster with the velvet or whatever they do for blacklight posters, and then a blacklight print set, which is just I think from the book, and then sketch cards by Skunk, sketch card by me, sketch card by Samir Sameo is the pencilist on this book, which we don't talk about enough because he kind of stays in the shadows, but he's really like creating the layouts for the, and then
yeah, man. Forgot about him. It'd been cool to have him on too. Is he American too, or
he doesn't stream. He refuses.
Yeah, he's in
Okay.
Brazil. He doesn't.
He's in Brazil. Super cool guy and a phenomenal artist. He did all the artwork on Magnificent Bastards as well.
oh, fuck around? Okay, yeah.
And then you also get a Persephone coin, which is a big part of the story. So that's one where we're like, we don't want to give spoilers, so we won't talk too much about that.
Okay.
Persephone coin is actually weaponized. It's in the book. So, and then the book is leather bound or faux leather bound. It's not actual leather, but like the leather bound edition. So you get all of that with the collector's edition, which is just just like I said, everything we could throw at it.
Fuck, that's so awesome. You guys got to get that. I'm telling you, like, there's so many books, so many crowdfunded books that are fucking dope that come out, like gorgeous stuff. But man, I'm telling you, they're not gonna have this. I promise. There will not be another crowdfunding comic book campaign out there that is like this, or sequential art campaign.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I think this project has legs well beyond the crowdfunding phase.
Yeah, no, there's no.
So, like, getting in on this ground level, getting the first editions of everything, you're really like getting a piece of history. So, and then, like I said, that, like you said, basically that collector's edition, it's just going to be one thing I could say is there's not going to be buyer's remorse with anything you get on this campaign. Like, what you're going to get for the money you throw down, you're going to be well happy with, because this is no small book. This is no small bit of music. We played some of the tracks. We're showing respect to the mediums. Like, we're making kick-ass music. We're making kick-ass artwork, kick-ass production all around. So yeah, I think this is a great deal for what you're actually getting on all of these tiers.
So there's like, this is like a big movement, man. It's the crowdfunding comic book movement, like it's been going around.
Right.
Like I've been part of it for a few years now. There hasn't been anything like this. People are gonna be talking about this movement, and this is gonna be one of the fucking books that and campaigns that people are gonna be talking about. So if you guys
I believe
love metal and you love beautiful art and you love fucking epic storytelling, you do not want to miss out on this campaign. If you got the money, get the fucking big thing, dude. Like I guarantee you that you're gonna be really fucking happy, and you're gonna look back years from now and you're either gonna regret it or you're gonna sit there and go like, yeah, I fucking got that, and I got a sketch card by all these fucking awesome artists too that nobody else has. So
Yeah, it's a badass tier. Like from the outside looking in, you know, because I like those cool things like that. So yeah. But if you don't want to spend that kind of money, we also have more economical ways to go.
yeah,
The book only, which is the book is, we say 80 plus pages of black light reactive art,
yeah,
but you got to understand that this book is prose and artwork. It's not like a normal comic book. It's more like a children's book, I guess is the best frame of reference. You have the story and then artwork on another page that represents what you just read. And so it's actually 160 pages. So that $35 is a pretty good price.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then all of those pages are printed on black light reactive
oh
ink.
man,
So
I know so many guys at work, man, that would just like gobble this book up.
let them know. Let them
I'm gonna
know.
have to tell them about it. Dude, I'll tell you after the stream. I'll have to tell them about tomorrow.
Yep. And then record only, like I said, for people who just want music. You heard some of the music. If you think it's dope, but you're not really into the book, fair enough. You can just get the record as well.
So like, and if you guys don't know, records they can range from like 35 right here up to like $60.
Oh yeah.
Or for new shit. I'm not talking like old shit. Old shit can go even more than that. New shit is $35 to $60. So
Yeah,
let you guys know ballpark. Plus shipping. If
a
you're
new
gonna buy
band
it online.
drops their music on LP. 35 is kind of a bare minimum price almost. So
Yeah,
25
and like,
is probably the cheap end. But
and a lot of the bands that I like, I ain't gonna lie, I like fucking In Flames, Soilwork, Amon Amarth, Dark
Yeah.
Tranquility, Darkane, fucking At the Gates. Okay, so these guys drop a fucking album, it sells out usually 24 hours at
Yep.
astronomical prices. So I'm just letting you guys know, man. Like this is a fucking steal.
and this is 2 albums, by the way. It's not just one.
Oh, that's 2 records you have in there?
Yeah,
That's
it's
2
a
records.
double LP.
Oh, there's 2 records in there, guys.
And should we mention, or we would be remiss not to mention, that your artwork, your submission to the the art contest will be printed on one of the records.
Yeah, I can't.
So
I
you're
can't-
going to be on side, which one? You were side
Record 2 side A.
record suit side A. So you're on the front side of record.
I can't
2.
believe that still. Like I still don't believe that even
Oh,
happened.
dude, that
I've
image
never
you
won an
drew
art
is gonna look so badass on a
contest in my life.
turntable.
I mean, so oh man, yeah.
Well, you did an excellent submission. You deserve it, man. So yeah, that, and then there was 3 other contest winners: Chris Selby, Death Metal Hero Luke, and Jonas Olson. Will
We'll show
also
those
have
right
their
now.
artwork. So it'll be between the 4 of you. Yeah.
I'll as we're going through.
Well,
Yeah, that was the first art contest I've ever won in my life, or at least got like in the top. So
Yeah. Well,
was
you
a-
are
that
a
was,
winner. Like we had
a
4
milestone.
winners, and you're one of them.
hell yeah, man. It was a real milestone, man. Like I didn't, it's fucking an honor, and I'm proud to be part of this.
Well, the other cool thing was that Brian Suddenly Old did that metal or that stone coaster with your
Oh, I
image on it.
Yeah, that was
Fuck,
fucking
so
dope,
like
dude.
there may be a tier eventually that has those added to it, or maybe just add it to the collectors. I don't know. James and I haven't talked about it, but that was just too fucking cool.
I
Like
that's
I
just
want
something.
one. I want one.
I know, man. It was like right out of left field, like a little whiskey right on there, little tumbler.
Yeah. Well, isn't it cool when other people have like, so, I'm a singer, make comic books, James is a writer, and here we are like making comic books and doing this shit. And then people come out of nowhere with like their other talents. Like, yeah, it's shit onto like stone for like coasters. It's like, well, that's fucking cool.
Excuse me, Odin. I'm a writer and consummate puppet maker.
Right?
And a puppet maker to boot. To boot.
To boot.
To boot.
What are you talking about?
Talking
the-
to boot, my Canadian friend.
So you get the book and the record together, which is the way that it's meant to be experienced. That'd be the next tier.
Oh yeah, the standard edition. That's how it's meant to be experienced. Book and record, and all of these tiers come with the MP3 download. By the way, so have no fear for those who don't want to scratch a record or play it, or don't have a record player.
Yeah, or like if you want to just like keep it in the package and keep your record intact.
A lot of people do that are fans of music, and they just like having it. A lot of people buy records, don't even play them, don't even have a record player. But like you said, the large format 12 by 12, it looks badass.
You just gotta spin in a circle really fast.
Right. I was gonna say, and then I do have I was gonna show you guys the album art, the record art, so you guys could look at it real quick.
Yeah, you
Everyone-
can send
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You can send that to me instead of Odin, because Odin gets like all the fucking art. Like if you have the original that you want to send them.
Oh yeah, if you want to send the original, well, I disagree, but like you could send it to me. So.
Odin's gonna have like all the BCE archives of fuck.
Well, to be fair, like Luke's, I paid a pretty penny for that. I didn't.
Oh no, I know.
I didn't go cheap on that because he put it up on auction and he started the bidding, and I just went like way above that because I just wanted to make sure I got it. So.
It is the joke.
So here we go. That was the grand winner. This is Chris Selby's submission, which is obviously dope as hell. And so yeah, he'll be side A on record one.
What I like about this, it's like I feel like the Husk is kind of like taking over. Like I love all the different styles of sizing and whatnot of the static title.
Oh yeah,
Locally. That's fucking badass.
yeah. What he did with all the lettering in the background is probably what sold this one the most. That and I think using the color palette of Blacklight, I think really swayed a lot of people just being like, because you think of flash images, like anyone who's done like tattoo art or something, they always say like, what's a flash image? And this one just like instant, you look at it, you're like, that's badass. Like you don't even have to register in your mind or look close at it. You're just like, that's a badass piece.
And
That's
I
all
like
there
what
is
he
to it.
I like what he did with the face inside the hood. It's got like this static like TV like thing effect going through it, man. It just looks really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like it's taking
Yeah, he
over.
added that everywhere. It's great.
I like that. Then there's my piece. I'll
Let's
just
just-
talk about it real quick. I wanted to put the Minotaur and Hades and Husk and Anubis in there, and then I had this just idea of some shapes of rooms of Killed 'Em Dead, and I wanted
That was
them
such a
just
cool touch. Yeah.
like they were coming after a tomb basically, and that was like something inside of there. Basically, they're gonna unearth just like a little thing spinning around, and I wanted this to kind of look like I don't know, comic booky with a little ancient as well. I don't
You
know.
gotta
It
pull out-
looks like an old coin too. That's what I like because we have like the Persephone coin we were talking about, but like the
Oh,
rough
yeah.
edges. And I was just like, this is just a great piece.
You gotta pull up Ryan's Line Mill Studio. Ryan's comment
Oh.
there.
Let me see here.
Not that one. Fuck you, Ryan. Not
Send
that
it
one.
away.
Some biggins on the husk.
Some
Oh yeah,
biggins. Are they summoning biggins?
right.
Yeah, absolutely love this piece. Just everything about it. The concept was absolute awesome. The circular composition. Yeah, you just killed it.
You killed it dead.
You killed it dead. Well, the rune, that kind of like or rune style with the KTD. It kind of looks like they're about to have Thanksgiving dinner, which is coming up.
Right. A big old.
It does look
fucking
like
pan.
they're ready to carve a turkey or something.
They had to have weapons. I knew that the Minotaur was getting his whip down, and then
Yeah.
Skunk had those blades in there, so I was trying to do that, and then Hades, I gave him a Spartan sword, just because I like. Again, we were talking about that earlier. 300.
Yeah,
And
300.
the spear, and then I tried to go back and have the classic Anubis. I forgot the name of those, but
The
he
Ankh,
always has them. Yeah,
I call it a yanker.
the Yanker, and the Ankh.
yeah, yep.
His gong show.
And then there's a Death Metal Hero Luke's piece, man. I love this, man. I love the lighting on here, the moon, like just the way it exudes light off of the moon onto the figure, just the rim lighting all the way around. I love the hands. I love the the spiraling of the fingers of the claws.
He also made things. It was very intricate to make it extremely symmetrical, which is really hard.
Yeah,
because you look at those hands, like it's almost like, and I know he did this traditional. It's not like he cut and paste and Procreate or Clip Paint Studio. That's really hard to do, to make it that symmetrical. So pretty impressive. And then the way he used different shading through grayscale and rim lighting, absolute awesome stuff.
And you gave Husk giant tits. He gave Anubis a giant cock.
Okay. Yes, exactly.
It's a match made in heaven, dude.
All right. I'm not saying we're shipping them together, but good.
You never know. And I love this piece, man.
Oh yeah.
This reminds me of like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark a little bit. I really love the artwork in that book. I don't know. You guys ever read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Yeah,
I love that
original sitting on my shelf.
Yeah, is that grayscale art with a little bit of red sometimes, but yeah, it definitely has that feel.
It's like I love that fucking art, dude. Like I was talking to Pizza Medi. That's a big inspiration too. I always forget the artist name. Schwartz is a writer, but I forgot the artist name. And there's a documentary on Tubi about it. But in the artist, they talk about him a little bit. But I fucking love that art. It's scary. And they have 3 books, and I'm always going to Barnes and Noble. I'm gonna buy them,
I have them on the shelf. I have the first edition.
And it's just like I'm always trying to incorporate that full style into my art.
Gamble.
I never do, but I'm always like, oh man, like that's one of the artists that's like really inspiring because he does single imagery that just nails it. You know what I mean? Just one fucking picture. That's all you need, and it's pencil, I think, and ink, and a lot of other things. And I really love this piece right here.
His name is Stephen Gamble.
There we go.
Gamble.
And this right here, look, the eye centered, the pupil right there, is staring right at you, almost dead center, like up.
Getting that just right, yeah. And then the other thing is everything about her is just like decrepit. It's like falling apart right before your eyes, And again, like capturing that one image that tells a whole story. It's like, this is like decay. But she's also got like some kind of wry smile and staring straight at you. There's so much going on.
She's mischievous, dude. She's having fun.
Yeah.
And the veil on top of that,
Yeah.
Who's hiding behind there? Like what is she looking at? It poses a lot of questions, which and like a lot of people, when I'm guilty of this too, and I always will be guilty of this. It's like it's hypocritical, but with one image, sometimes like even with a cover, you have to tell a lot of things, dude. And that could be just as hard, if not hard, as a sequential art page.
Right.
It's an art form unto itself. And some days you might catch me saying that sequential art is a million times harder than a cover piece, but then at the same time, the cover piece is what sells the book, and it's going to make the initial sell. And you have to tell a million fucking things in one picture, and that one picture has to convey a lot of things. So it's a very
and that's like when I talk about like Frank Frazetta or like just great masters like that. They're the type of guys you could look at one image and your mind creates a whole story,
world, the
and world, all the blanks are filled in already. You're just like on this one image, you're like, I could see why there's 5 guys fighting in a snowy mountain in the middle of nowhere. One's a wizard. Yeah, I already made up a story in my head about why that happened.
And he's
one image.
He is my default mechanism. It's Frazetta. I don't know why. Like once I kind of found because I always kind of like knew who he was. I knew who Conan was, and I loved Conan as a kid. It's my favorite movie. And I got on the character, and it's like, okay, and then okay, the pyramid, okay, and then I found out about like him later, like through my sister, and reading Mike Mignola and Hellboy and the pyramid schematic, and ever since it's just perfect,
Right.
you know. And 3, and like I don't know, man, it's just hard for me not to draw to jock that fool. Like it's by default, I'm always like I have to not draw like him. And the first
Right.
image is the death dealer on the horse. So I'm
Yeah.
always scraping that out of my idea when I'm creating any form of art whatsoever for like a cover or piece.
Well, you're not the only one. I mean, he's the master to. We're all his grandkids, right? Like,
I think so, man.
right?
I really do, you know, and like I'm not gonna like not do that. And I'll real quick, like when I retire, I want to move somewhere like in the Mediterranean or somewhere by like a nice lake, somewhere with a small town where you got your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. I
Yeah.
sit there and I fucking paint fucking barbarian shit, metal shit,
Yeah.
Rosetta shit. That's what I want to do when I retire. And if I could retire and just kind of do that,
Do
every
whatever
day.
you want. That's your
Like,
future. Yeah.
that's like my heaven, you know, like that's what I would do. But I've never painted in my life. I don't know how to paint. So
Well, that would be a good
like a
time to
whole
learn.
endeavor.
You're like,
But
all right,
man,
I found the town. I'm here. Now it's time to learn.
yeah. That warm, you know, get the wine. I don't even drink wine either, but
Yeah. A stiff
love-
drink.
I love that piece though, man. I love all these pieces, you know, everyone that there's so many. I can't show them all, but man.
Yeah,
you go
the
to
ones that
KTV
didn't
art
win
contest.
were just fucking amazing as well. So yeah, it was really hard. So yeah, that's why you know your piece was awesome, because there was so many great submissions. So yeah, those will all be printed on the actual vinyl disc, on one side or the other, and then that's Kill Them Dead. Blacklight book, awesome music printed on vinyl with some of those cool images we just saw.
Yeah, man. And you know, we're at 2,700 right now. We need to get to 10. So you guys
get
have seen
there,
this right
folks.
now. We
Bring
can get
it.
there. This is, you know, you're gonna get music, you're gonna get a beautiful piece of storytelling. If you haven't backed this book, back it. You know, Thanksgiving's coming up. It's a gift of giving, you know. Give them something nice for Thanksgiving. Christmas is coming up. Gift of giving. Give this. You'll you know, I would love to have this. You know, if I saw someone, you know, got this for me, hey honey, you know, I backed this for you. You're gonna be getting this, you know, later on. Oh fuck yeah, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Get it going. We got 28 backers, you know. I'd love to see 100 backers on here. I'd love to see 100
It'd
backers.
be nice if we could fulfill by Christmas.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Well, I mean, you know.
well, you could put it under the tree with like a link to the campaign and be like, "This is what I buy."
Well, no, I mean, like for me, like because I used to back more campaigns when I could. You know, I haven't
Yeah.
been backing as much as I did. But I would like backing campaigns. Like, hey, what do you want? You know, for your birthday, what do you want for Christmas? I want to back this fucking book over here. You know, like I would do
Yeah.
that. But before now, I would like, hey, you know, I want to buy these. Give me a gift certificate for the comic book store. It's always comics for me. You know.
Yeah.
And if I know I'm getting it, I still get that
Always.
rush. I still get that rush because I know it's coming. You know, especially when
Oh
you
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
you guys
We were
fucking
just-
deliver. I've already got your book, and I still gotta read your book, Odin. I haven't
Oh
read it
yeah.
yet.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
And
glad
that's
you got
something that we can say. No, nobody has to worry whether or not we fulfill. We've
Nope.
already fulfilled
it. Yeah,
two
we will
books.
fulfill
2 books.
We've
Yep.
fulfilled 2 books within a year. So, you know, we're on it.
So
Yeah,
Ryan,
like-
Ryan Lion Mill Studio in the chat, we were talking about this on the last Saturday show where he was talking about your book, Matt, getting in the mail, but like that kind of like euphoric feeling when you like open your mailbox and or
Oh, yeah.
you see on your porch that you've got a book that you backed and you're like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, it's a
Yeah.
fun, it's new comic day, just like Billy Madison with Nudie Magazine.
Yeah,
Like, for
Nudie
me, like-
Magazine.
Like I love that, dude. I feel like a kid on Christmas, like when I get a book and
Yeah.
a campaign, and like I like the tchotchkes, you know, like it's cool to get little tchotchkes sometimes, you know, like a little
Oh,
silicone
yeah.
in there, you know. It's cool, you know. So, and I'm yeah, that was thanks again, dude. Fucking awesome, Lion Mill. Ryan, thank you, brother.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
that. Yeah. So come on over and back this. And I don't know if we did we talk about that original art.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the original art, so
Yeah,
that Hades piece, you could get.
You don't
the
want to
black
sell
and
that,
white.
huh?
I don't
That's why you're
really
talking
want to
about it. You don't
sell
want
it,
to sell it. You don't, huh?
but if somebody throws
Hey.
down $250, they're getting it. So.
Hey, put that up at put that at if put that at 500 and throw the collector's edition on there. Five or
Why are you
six.
gonna buy it?
Hey, you never know, man. Someone might buy that.
If you click any of the original arts, if you buy a piece of original art, there's actually an add-on for either the collector's edition or the standard edition discounted. FYI.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you were to
Oh,
click that right now and add to cart, it will actually give you the option to add.
It would be
either-
cheaper than
Ooh.
500 if you do it as an add-on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And then you got the
And same
original
with
art,
all the original art. Yeah.
the Roman barge.
And we discounted
I love that.
the pages from Skunk on his behest because we think they're worth their weight in gold. But
Yeah.
he's like, why don't we throw them up for 300? See if we can sell some more. And boom! Right after he said that, we sold one. So
No, I'm telling you, man. Like, oh gosh, yeah. Like I had a piece of my art,
it's a
like
great pick.
on my first campaign. I threw a piece of my art up there at like a stupid price, like no one would buy it, And I put on, someone bought it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to happen, but I did that, just because I was like, hey, I'm growing as an artist, it's not my best piece, but I'm happy of it at the time I'm in it right now. But I don't want no one to buy it either because it's like a time capsule, but someone bought it.
Yeah.
And I was happy and thank God they bought it. And now it's framed up in someone's living room. So I'm happy about it,
Well, isn't that the coolest feeling ever when you like make a piece of art and someone actually wants to throw down money for it?
Oh yeah.
But that happened with Shove because it's my first book, and I was
Yeah.
like, part of me wants to keep all the pages, but part of me also wants to build hype and make money, and so I sold a couple pages from from Unconditional Shove, and it was weird because I had just stacks of all this original art from the book in order,
Yeah.
and it just
Yeah.
broke my heart to pull a page out of that
It's hard, right?
and be like,
It's hard.
now I'm missing that page forever.
It's
but
like it's almost
it's
like, you're
also
given you have to do it though in a way. It's a hard thing.
yeah, but it's also amazing to think that somebody threw down that kind of money wanting what I did.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you have a real fan, a real person really interested, because money,
No, I
we
mean,
put our
and it's
money
like
where our mouth is.
my buddy Preston Azevedo, he's one of my favorite artists right now. He's
He's
in my top
amazing,
3
yeah.
favorite artists. He's in my
Yeah.
top 3 favorite artists right now. Mainstream, indie, fucking whatever. And
He's
that's what he
amazing,
does. He fucking sells all his art, and I'm just like, like I want to say that for my kids, but then another part of me is like, well, dude, like you
Yeah,
gotta sell it. Like you're an artist, you know what I mean? Like that's what you have to do.
that's what you do. Well, it's also one thing like
But I'm just like thinking like, that's what artists do. They sell their art, So it's kind of weird, It's a hard thing.
it's one thing to sell like a one-off. Like that's
Yep.
a lot easier for me. But like when I had like an 80-page story and I had all the original art, but like I'm stealing one page to sell,
Yeah.
that was the hardest part. So
Yeah.
like selling
It's hard. You
one-offs.
spend a lot of time with it. You spend a lot of time with
Yep.
it too, and it's like a collected piece, So it is a fine line, you know what I mean? And it's part of you at the time. I understand where you're coming from, 100%.
Well, and if this Hades picture doesn't sell, I'm not going to be sad.
No,
You
you're
know.
not. You want it. You don't want it to sell.
I'll frame it and keep it on wall. It'll be a time capsule, like we said, but
Well, it's a
I'll
multitude
be-
of different things,
I'll be happy if it sells too.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fucking dope. Yeah, man. So you guys come and check out the campaign, if you haven't backed it yet, you guys gotta get in there and get it right now while you got the chance. So you guys heard any other metal bands lately?
Yeah, no, I always go back to old stuff because I haven't found like new stuff that's really like, I don't know, piqued my interest, I guess.
Yeah, me too, man.
Check out Ammo.
Ammo.
Ammo?
Yeah, that's a buddy of mine's band. He's
Oh, right. Yeah, they're not bad. They're pretty good.
pretty good. Pretty
It's
good.
Spite Yoda if Hades is still.
What about movies? You guys seen any new movies lately? Anything you like to recommend?
Let's see. What did I see? I can tell you what I don't recommend.
Well, that's everything, pretty much.
Well, you have to see it at least to prove. And so I've heard other people like it and some people hate it, but I hated it, which was The Creator.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I thought it was horrible. And then I saw Five Nights at Freddy's with my
Oh yeah,
daughters. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not anything great, but it's fun. It's got a old school campy slasher feel to it, but it's still kind of like PG-13. It's not that bad. So.
I'm excited for Terrifier 3. Did you guys see Terrifier 2?
Terrifier 3 is coming up.
I have the Blu-ray. I haven't had a chance to watch it. The last movie I saw was the Mighty Pups movie.
Oh man, yeah, you got to check out.
I
Terrifier
highly
2.
recommend. Paw Patrol Mighty Pups. Fantastic.
Dude, that last movie I seen was Paw Patrol, dude.
That's the last. That's the last one that I saw.
The last movies you guys
with my
saw.
daughter. Yeah.
I took my daughter too, and my son. I was just like, fuck.
Once they get to be my daughter's age, then we get to go see funner movies, I guess. But
Yep. No, my kids are, they're ready. No,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of. No, I mean, I want to see Terrifier 3, and then I'm gonna probably check out Thanksgiving. I'll probably hit the homie up for that.
oh yeah,
I'm
thanks.
trying to get out of the movie. They got a $5 movie theater by my house now, so it's like $5.
So I didn't watch the new Exorcist, but my daughter did. So speaking of being like an age, she snuck out of what movie did they go to see? Paw Patrol? I don't know. They went to see some other movie, and then her and her friend snuck out of that movie to go see The Exorcist. But she told me it wasn't that good, so I'm like,
My wife too. Like her favorite franchise is The Exorcist, and she was like, I was like,
Damn.
all right. Okay,
Yeah, I heard
I
it's
got you,
dog
babe.
shit.
That's a
was
big
awesome.
sell if somebody's like a big fan. And I wasn't like a huge fan of the Exorcist. Like the first one, I thought was classic. But
3.
yeah, when my daughter was like, yeah, I wasn't scared. It wasn't that good. I was like, all right.
Oh well, fuck. Yeah, you guys. Oh, Pope's Exorcist. Fucking Ray. Talking about. Yeah, I want to see that. That looked epic as fuck.
Yeah, I saw.
when he's good. He's
Thought
good.
about seeing it.
I heard it was
Actually,
good.
Odin and I watched a movie together. What the fuck was the name of that one? That was really good.
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell, or that's Saturday.
No, that's on Saturday.
You're talking about the one with Sean Patrick Flannery in it.
Yeah.
The Powder or Boondock or Indiana Jones or
Yeah, so it wasn't any of those. It was a newer one.
oh, the one where he's fucking the killer, right? And
Yeah, he's the killer, and it's like a lot of
I heard that one
interview
was
and, like,
awesome, dude.
possession and shit. Yeah,
It
that-
was really
That was
good.
good, right? That was good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was
Okay,
yeah,
really
it was
you guys
pretty good.
So, have you guys seen?
Well, he
Exorcist
was
3?
really good. Some of the other acting was okay, but
Yeah.
premise wise was really good. And then Sean Patrick Flannery was really, really good. Yeah,
He's just a good actor, dude. He just
Yeah, he's a
never
good actor.
caught on, Did you
Yeah.
guys see Exorcist?
yeah,
3?
it's a shame.
Which
See what?
version?
Oh, I didn't know there was Exorcist 3. You guys saw that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
There's-
Exorcist 3.
There's the director's cut is my preferred version.
Yeah, that movie's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what James says to me all the time. I'm like, I like this movie. He's like, which one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know there was-
version?
Yeah, I might have seen
The
the
one I
director's cut.
watched. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm a fucking movie snob. Let's
Yeah, you.
No, that's cool. You gotta be, that
Which
makes me like want to go
version?
watch it now. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta go watch the Spanish Mexican version of Dracula with Bela Lugosi. I mean, fuck.
Right.
And now I gotta go watch that one too. Fuck,
Yes, Debbie Does Dallas is a good movie.
Yeah, it's
Here,
a
I mean-
classic. Man,
I mean, rumor has it the one they call Debbie does. Yeah, I heard about that too. What about you guys? You guys drink any new brewskis lately? Any spirits that you guys like to share with us?
What was because I knew to move to a new place, so you get to used to, especially like with microbrews and shit, like it's regional and craft beers. And I just moved here. I had one the other day that was all right, but honestly, the Midwest doesn't hold a candle to Colorado or Pacific Northwest for craft brews. So
Kinda
So
hard.
no, I'm actually slumming it and not getting like good shit anymore.
No, it's all good, man. I always thumbing around to see like what's good, you know. Sometimes
Well,
people
I used to be able to get Irish Death all the time.
Irish
and
Death.
It's not around here at all. Yeah, Irish Death is a very dark beer. Iron Horse Brewery, or God, what the fuck is
Sounds
it?
bomb. Sounds like
Yeah, it's
right
a
up my alley.
brewery in Ellensburg, Washington, but you can buy it just about anywhere and be on tap at a lot of bars and shit. Then I move out here, it's nobody knows what it is, so it's like, shit. Yeah, it was like a 8%, 9% alcohol, really dark, really good beer.
That's the type of stuff like the wee heavies and whatnot.
Yeah,
I mean that's
you would
Scottish,
like,
but
you'd like it.
I would
Yeah,
like it.
if you like Scottish ale, you'd like Irish Death. I mean, it's kind of like Scottish ale.
Old
yeah.
Chub and stuff.
Yeah, Old Chub. I love Old Chub.
That's my thing, dude. 3 of those and you're hungover already.
Yeah, Old Chub's
well-
powerful.
It is, dude. That I like the Einstock wee heavy too.
Yeah.
Thanks guys for coming on. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, brother.
Man,
No, thanks for having
I had a
us,
blast, dude.
Great.
Love talking to you guys. It's a good old time, man. Love to have you guys again. James, I'd
Sure.
love to have you on again for Bastards. Pick your brain on that.
For sure.
And yeah, Odin too. Like, you know, you're welcome as well. Because we
Yeah,
haven't
man.
really
Every
talked
time.
about Bastards at all, man. I really don't. I'd like to do maybe a little more of a deep dive on that sometime. Maybe we can set something up in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. And thanks for coming. Odin, where can everybody find you at, brother?
Well, it's pretty easy to find me because I'm the only Odin Dasco in the world that I know of, and all social media, everywhere, YouTube, it's all Odin Dasco. And then other than that, you know, Broken Compass Entertainment. Obviously, you'll find me darkening those corners as well.
What about
But
you,
yeah,
James? Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find us.
Oh,
You can find us on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Broken Compass Entertainment. Our main Twitter is Broken Compass US, is the @handle. If you're looking for my personal Twitter, which I hardly ever use, it is Ginger Cockrock. And yeah, that's back. Kill them dead.
Kill them dead,
yeah.
and be on the lookout for Bastards 2 and Shove 2, which I'm working on at the moment.
Yeah, and pretty soon we'll be hopefully going into production on our television series, Welcome to Horror House.
Welcome to Horror House. Yeah,
And then as well, look out for
Oh, that
the
sounds
ana-
interesting. Can't
yeah,
wait to
that's
check that
gonna
out.
be fun.
yeah, it's gonna be
Oh,
cool.
yeah. That sounds exciting. We're gonna have to
Also,
talk about
look
that
out.
soon, too.
Also, look out for Ryan Mills' comic coming under the Broken Compass Entertainment label, Cascadia. That's going to be coming soon too. And what else do we got coming? Paper
Paper
Machete,
Machete.
which is another graphic novel that's coming up. We got a bunch of shit coming up.
Yeah, we're in full on like Kill Them Dead mode right now, but yeah, all these things are like, you know, in the near future. And then
Fuck
in the very near future, we're gonna do a watch party of riding the bus with my sister.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Which will be a retarded fun time.
Yeah.
A couple hours or a few hours from now.
Yeah,
Damn,
Yeah,
I'm
few
gonna
hours
miss
from
that. I'm gonna want to watch that too.
couple
Thanks,
days.
everybody.
Yeah, well, catch the replay if you got family stuff you got to do, a road trip or whatever. But it'll be a fun time. We'll miss you.
Ryan's excited.
Yay!
Yay! Spaghettios.
Thanks, guys, again for coming on. I appreciate it. I had a blast.
Yeah,
One of my
thank you,
favorite
Matt.
shows.
Great
Always
hanging with you,
And,
Matt.
love to hang with you guys again. And yeah, everyone, thanks for coming on. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know you roll. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.